doing a tag that I got from, let me see, from JD Estrada. I know who I got the tag from. It's just that I have my answers on a handy notepad, so I have to get it up here. All right. Oh my God! Every time I get it to the right size, then it goes small again. I hate this. That's the problem with being live, right? Okay, whatever. Here we are. So it's a I want to get drunk with tag for YouTube. I am featuring blueberry black tea, fancy. So let's do this. The first question is, I want to get drunk with blank. So JD tagged me, and it's very easy to say that I would want to get drunk with my friend JD Estrada because it would be very fun. I wouldn't want to get drunk with anybody that would be angry or, you know, like there's some crappy drunks. Let's just be honest. There's some people who just should not drink ever, ever, ever. I like to think of getting drunk with people who it will just enhance their natural silliness and bring it to a peak. So I'll be honest, sometimes when I drink, sometimes it's not, I'm not enhancing my silliness. Sometimes I enhance my depression. So I have to be cautious that I'm in the right frame. But otherwise, I can be silly as the silliest. So I think that we'd have a lot of fun. And I don't know what we would drink because we both have a wide beverage content ability, you know, like this is whiskey, and then we both drink beer and wine. So I don't know. There's all kinds of opportunities. But I think that would be fun, and we could talk about books and mythology and psychology, and he can tell me his crazy ad stories, and I can tell him stories from sitting at my table because I don't work at an ad agency, so I don't have those little Mad Men flavor. Okay, so next up, I want to have coffee with blank. I picked Greg McBride. He is a new friend, and we have a lot in common. Among those, the love of coffee. So I think that's a good starting place. You have to pick somebody who is going to appreciate the thing that you want to do with them. Otherwise, nobody's going to have a good time. But he likes coffee to such a degree that his adorable little dog is named Latte. So I think that he would be a wonderful choice to have coffee with. And you know, I think that would be great. And there's a lot of things that we could talk about, serious things or silly things, which is great. I love having that ability to be able to do that. And also, I like when people are willing to be open and honest, and he is that. And so that's a good person to have coffee with. All right, next up. I want to have lunch and go shopping with. I picked my dear Lorraine Toth. She is a novelist, a poet, a filmmaker, and she's a pinup model. So come on, if I'm not going shopping with Lorraine, then I'm stupid. Because, you know, most of my fashion sense is just wear black. And then if I see something that I like, it's usually now I usually shop at getting cotton things because I'm allergic to a lot of fabrics, which is stupid, but it's true. So I have to wear cotton, which is severely cramped my style, but I used to get most of my clothes from Goodwill and secondhand stores. This hat I got when we were on vacation in a mountain town at an artist's little shop, and I saw it, and there's flowers and the beret, and I like hats. I have really big hair naturally, and the more humid it gets, the bigger and more stupid my hair becomes. So I like to cover it as much as possible with something a little bit more reasonable than my natural hair, but whatever, it's fine. I don't mind that it's wild this way. Anyway, she has the best fashion sense. She's so much more fashionable than myself, and she always looks fantastic. She looks like a modern day Marilyn Monroe, so I think that if she could rub off on me a little bit, that would be nice, because seriously, I just black, and then if I'm walking by an artist booth and I see something, I like, yeah, and I never, anyway, I don't have the best fashion sense. I know it, I appreciate it, and so I would bring Lorraine because she could help me out. So next up, I want to talk about blank with about blank. I want to talk to blank about blank. This could go so many ways. I would want to talk to Jacopo della Corcia about the Borgias, about history, about Machiavelli. He studied all that stuff. He's a historian, and that's the stuff that, like, whenever somebody says, "What's your favorite book?" it's kind of a tie. I love The Prince, and I love The Little Prince. So it's so it's kind of funny. Very interesting philosophy things, but I think they both kind of tell it like it is a bit, and I appreciate that. And certainly he's more studied in all of that than me. I'm not a scholar, I'm not a historian, I'm not any of those things. I'm just a casual history lover and such. I don't know. I like it. I just don't have his field of knowledge, you know, the way that he has. So I would definitely want to hear what he says. He does lectures on that crap, and you know what? I would be there, and I would just be like, soaking it all up. I'd love it. But hell, if he wanted to talk about something else, like, I don't even care. If he wanted to talk about something else, I would listen, because I'm wide open. I'll learn about anything. Okay, next up, I want to take an improv class with Link. I don't know. I'm gonna pick Joshua Robertson because he did do some acting, and I think that he has a very quick wit. So I think he would be really good at improv. I don't know if I would be or not. I don't fancy myself an actress. I've never tried to act, so I don't know. But hell, it's worth a try, right? So I would try, and I think that it would be extra fun because I'm really small, and Joshua is really, really big. Like, I forget, he's over 6 feet tall. He's really tall, and I'm really short. So I think that using that physical comedy would be really useful to get the ball rolling, because I think in improv you have to just keep going and use whatever you can and build on it. I think that would be a really easy opening. The fact that I probably come up to like his hip or something, it's just he's basically my biggest friend. So I would pick him. I think that there would be some natural comedy to be had. Okay, next up, I want to shank. I want to shank. No, I'm sorry. I didn't say that right. I want to shake Blank's hand. I don't want to shake anybody. Oh, God. Okay, I want to shake Paul Brock's hand. He is an author and a neurologist, and he works in psychiatry as well, I believe. Anyhow, I would love to shake his hand because he wrote one of my favorite books of all time. It's a great book. It has so much empathy and curiosity, and I think that that's really important, especially if you are in a field like neurology, dealing with the brain, or psychiatry, also, you know, really dealing with the brain and deep things. And he has, I think that the curiosity really helps because it allows people to ask really questions that might otherwise be painful. And also the way that he approaches it with that empathy, and no matter how strange the case is, he has that curiosity that lets him kind of walk in there and want to know more, and I think that that's great. I really appreciate what he's done, especially since I have had to go to neurologists, and neurologists are a big part of my life, so thank you, Paul Brox. Next up, I want to meet blank. I would like to meet Jane Ann Krentz. She is a romance novelist, if you do not know, and she has so many books. She has written consistently for years, and she has just this amazing backlog, and no matter how many books she puts out, I read them and I love them. And she has these characters that I particularly really relate to. She always has them have this tortured aspect to themselves, and a darkness that other people reject. And then when they find the person that they ultimately fall in love with, that person sees the darkness and sees their tortured past and sees their ruthlessness as an asset and as a good thing. And that's how I feel. That's definitely my way of approaching life, and so I think that I would like to pick her brain a bit, and especially since I like to write romance, I would like to learn as much as I can from her, because when you read that many of somebody's books and you like them and you can see that you have similar ethics, I think that is a huge thing, having similar ethics. And so I would like to know more about her journey and how she did it. I think that it's probably not a big secret. I think that the secret is that she works and she works her ass off. I think that's the big secret. But having that discipline is very appreciated and admirable. So I would like to meet her. Maybe one day. Next up, I want to go book shopping with I want to go book shopping with so many people for so many different reasons. But this one, I picked Carla Neggers, and she is another romance novelist with so many books. And the thing about her is that she has a lot of interesting interests, like the things that she puts into her books with when she's doing a suspense book, art history, all these different stories and myths and different things. Ireland. I think that she is probably super well read and knows a lot of really interesting facts just from her research. So I think that going book shopping with her would be fun, because I would get to do that. Also, I saw on her Twitter that she was buying Christina Dodd's and Jane Ann Krentz's latest book, and reading them, and that was on her book list. And those are also on my book list. I recently picked up Christina Dodd's latest book, so I think it would be a safe person to go book shopping with. Sorry. Although I think that she's probably in better shape than me, because she runs marathons, whereas me, I did walk on my treadmill, but I walked. All right, next up. I want an unlimited Q&A session with Christina Dodd. She is a romance novelist as well, and she has a huge backstory, and she worked her butt off. She submitted tons and tons, and eventually that she got a yes. And now she's a New York Times bestselling author. She had this huge journey. She has a house that I covet. It's beautiful. They have their own stone circle. She's just fascinating. Basically, I would like to have her ability to be so positive. And so I definitely work on that every day to try to look at the bright things. I think that one of the things that really impressed me about her was early in her career, she had a book that came out, and the cover of the book had 3 arms on accident. Like, of the girl, the heroine, on the cover had 3 arms. Whoops. And so a lot of people would have been really upset and freaking out and crying when they found out and thinking about what a horrible thing happened. But not Christina Dodd. She saw that as an opportunity, and instead she got out there and she embraced it, and she said, hey, you can't miss out on this 3-armed girl book. You should totally, you know. And she made a big laugh at it. She was in on the joke. And I think that that is a wonderful quality to have, and I admire it greatly. Just that, just sassy, like, rampant creativity and positivity in the face of something that to other people would have been a devastating blow. I think that that was really cool. And so I'd want to just ask her all kinds of things, because I think that she would have a lot to teach me. So the good thing about Christina Dodd is that since she does have a lot to teach, she has on her website, if you want to learn from her, she has lots of articles. She's written about how she did it, what she does, how she writes, her stone circles, you know. She lets people know she's not somebody who's going to keep that knowledge to herself. So, yes. Next up, I want to do brunch and mimosas with blank. I would like to do brunch and mimosas with Stacey Donovan. That would be great. I think that we would have fun. I haven't had mimosas very often either, so I think that the novelty isn't lost. It's been a long time. I had a mimosa at a brunch place several years back, and I don't think I've had a mimosa since then. So I think that I'm still fresh and would still be really excited about the experience of having a mimosa. So I think we'd have fun. Now, the next thing, I want to give the middle finger to more tea here. The middle finger. There's only been one time in the life of me where I ever lost it and told somebody to F off once. And I was in Seattle. I was on a bus, a public transportation bus, and I was really underweight at the time. And this man started yelling at me and telling me that I was disgusting and I was everything that was wrong with society, and you know, just saying really awful stuff on this public bus. And yeah, so I said F you, and I you know what, I did feel bad about it. I didn't, that's not really who I want to be, and I don't want to respond back with that. And I don't know what was going on in his life that made him do that, you know. Like, I've never seen somebody that is obviously ill and then told them to F you, and told them they're disgusting. I would never do that, but this man did. And so there I was in Seattle trying to have a good time and getting yelled at about being disgusting and ugly and being everything that was wrong with society. And and so I told him F you, and I probably gave him the middle finger. I don't remember. But I was just lucky because I was with a drummer friend of mine that was really big and tall, and he stepped in between us and stuff. But I'm not somebody who gives a middle finger or wants to, and I probably shouldn't have then, but I was very, it was a very trying moment, and I didn't react the way that I should have, and it was a learning experience, and I don't think that I would ever do it again. So I'm not going to give the middle finger, and I'm going to choose, hopefully I'm going to choose to not act that way in the future, because there's just no point. I don't know, like, what did it really solve? But anyway, there you have it. I'm just not a... besides, look at these pathetic little fingers. It just doesn't make the statement that you would want it to make. It really doesn't. So... Okay, so next up. I want to high five blank. I would like to high five Joe Compton of Go Indie Now. Oh, and there's people watching, so I should say hello. Hello. Thank you for watching. Oh, hello, JD. I already said I want to get drunk with you. I even brought out my flask for the occasion. And hello, how do I say your name? I think that's what people always have with my name, and now I'm experiencing it. Zaniran? Oh, that must be wrong. I'm so sorry. Anyway, hello. I'm glad that you've made it. So, I would like to high five Joe Compton. He is an author, and he is also running a site called Go Indie Now, which puts out videos on YouTube that highlight indie authors and indie artists of all kinds. He works in film. He's always around helping other people, boosting their morale, trying to spread the word, making people's life better. And so I definitely would want to high five Joe Compton. Plus, I think that he's somebody who high fives, maybe. I hope. You know, once I tried to high five somebody and they just left me hanging, I was like, and no high five. They thought it was too lame. Why can't you be lame sometimes? It's okay to be lame sometimes. It's fun. Anyway, oh well. Okay, so the next thing is I want to tell blank thank you for blank. I don't know. I would like to tell Rebecca Jonesy thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Yeah, just thank you for being a friend and for making me laugh and for making tears come to my little eyeballs and being so supportive, especially of my last book, Perfect Break. She was so supportive and just always being her. I don't know, there's some people who just are so full of this life and joy, and it makes you feel that way too. And she does that for me. There's not that many people who are that much of a bright spot for other people. I think that should happen more. I hope it does. And maybe I'm not looking very hard. I probably aren't looking that hard because I like to stay here with my gnomes. So that could be part of the problem. But yes, Rebecca Jonesy, she's definitely a bright spot in a cloudy day. Which reminds me, the weather said that it was going to be really hot if the cloud cover goes away. The cloud cover's never going away. Just shut up. The cloud cover does not go away. Ever. Just accept it. Accept it into your body. Cloud cover. And happy Saturday to you too, JD. And hooray for middle fingers. Well, yes, hooray. Hooray for middle fingers. Sometimes they have a place. But I'm just not that good at them. I'm not good at being aggressive and angry that long. I'm just not. I just don't like it. I'd rather be silly. But anyway, that's pretty much the tag. I did it. I know. And I'm wearing color a little bit, which is also amazing. So... okay, well, next time I will try to do something else. I don't know, another tag or something. I've been kind of lax on YouTube. Forgive me. It's because I'm writing. I'm writing a lot, and I'm trying to put out more stuff. So that's the way it goes sometimes. So when you're hard at work, other things kind of die a little bit. But, you know, now I'm just going on and on. So I hope that you have tea. I'm going to finish my tea. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.